Hello and welcome to the August Link for Growth National News Show. And this is going to be a little bit different to normal. We are going to be starting a news show, which is going to be a Link for Growth community news show, which is going to have all the kinds of information and activities and what's happening around the country. And that's going to be on a separate show. So I'm not going to be using this show to talk about what's happening in Link for Growth. The other show will begin to air during August with a bit of luck. And what we will be doing is combining that with the Link for Growth chat community that you can find on Google. So if you're not sure about that, then I will put the link up onto this video so that you can go and visit that. And basically that chat community is open to anybody who wants to find out more about what's happening in Link for Growth. But also if you've got stories that are happening, pop them in there, and then we can use those as, if you like, source material for future shows. So in last month's news show, I talked about Link for Growth and the fact that the organisation was changing to be an association. Now, although actually operationally that won't make a huge difference, it will make a massive difference to the way the people in the country and also internationally see how Link for Growth, what it really is and how it operates. So Link for Growth is essentially a service to community, and up until now people probably haven't really appreciated what that means. But Link for Growth has basically got 5 tools, and its purpose is to help organizations in the community and people to do more of what they love and get their message out there. So that applies to businesses, it applies to charities, community groups, in fact, local sports clubs, schools, health. It doesn't matter what area you're in, these tools are applicable to you. So those 5 tools cover some really important aspects, and I'll just mention them before I turn my attention to what I really want to talk about today. The 5 tools are community building. We get out there, we meet each other. And this is vitally important. We need to get reconnected with people in our community. You can only do that by having conversations. So by having lots of different venues where people can go and meet other local people is vitally important. And they're great for actually organising meetings as well. Business nurturance, 6.7 million micro businesses out there at the moment, and that's increasing all the time. But nothing for those people, no place where they can go and feel like they belong and actually learn things and grow and be amongst people who are in a similar position. So that's the second thing. The third thing is education and skill sharing. It doesn't matter whether you're a teacher or got loads of information, a coach or a business specialist. If you've got information to share, we want to hear from you so that you can pass that information on to people who need it. But vice versa, if you're somebody out there who's starting out, you need lots of information. You need to know how to grow your business, or how to run a charity, or how to dig a garden, or how to plant some seeds, or how to bake a cake even. So the idea is that this skills platform becomes a tool set, a resource center for us to both share knowledge and to gain knowledge. TV, now we all know how popular reality TV is. That's when real people are doing stuff, right? We don't actually have a platform where we, the people, can share what's going on in our lives and what's going on in the types of activities that we're doing in our community. And this is, again, vitally important. We've started to question what we're seeing on mainstream TV, but we, the people, can report what's going on locally. We can make videos. We're already doing it. We just don't have a place to put those where they can be easily found. Well, now we do, and that TV platform is set to expand massively over the coming months. And the last thing is the district hub sites. 97% of what goes on in the community is absolutely positive stuff, but we only hear about the 3%, which is bad news. So you could be forgiven for thinking your town is a real mess because all you hear about is the bad stuff. Actually, there's so much good stuff going on, you just don't get to hear about it. So what if you did? And that's really what we're doing. 97% of what goes on out there. So the fifth thing is the platform that enables us to share good news and get the mood of everywhere changed to be more positive. So that's the services that Link for Growth provides to the community, and every part of community can get involved in that. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about briefly, the second part of this, is about community building and about networking. Now, you may have heard, you may have seen, well, not seen because it was a radio show, but you may have heard Nikki Pepper on the recent Peterborough business lunch with Craig Bundy. Now, what Nikki was talking about was how Link for Growth and networking in general works. Now, the problem with networking is people think of networking as a load of people sitting around a table, a very starchy business suits, male orientated, testosterone filled, business cards being swapped around, and actually people doing business and all very professional and everything else. Now, that's the connotation. Whether we explain it differently or not, that's what people think when you mention the word networking. And most people say, that's not what I want to do. That's not me. I can't see myself in that situation. And therefore, they choose not to go. Charity groups and community groups, they don't even belong in that environment. So when you say networking, they immediately discount it. So when we talk about community building, what we really mean here is that anybody in the community is enabled to come along. Anybody, not just people in business, anybody can come along. So we're not talking about just business. We're talking about all sectors of society. And the problem is that the word network is quite difficult to change because people all kind of understand what it means, and we kind of need a new word. Well, in Link for Growth, we use the word community building. Now, I know what the problem with community building is. First of all, it's a much longer name, and networking simple, community building is a bit more of a mouthful. However, it's really important to make that distinction. The trouble with community building, and the problem we've got, the challenge is that people say, well, I'm looking out there at my community. How on earth can I, as an individual, make any difference? I'm just one person. So one person, how can I change it? It's too big a job to go out there and start making a difference. There's so much to do. You know, you need influence. You need mass appeal. You need, you know, like an MP or a mayor or something. How can I, as one insignificant individual, this is the thinking, be of any import in the community? So the bottom line is it's easier to do nothing, and community building goes by the by. That's a very external way of looking at community building. What if we look at that community building as your personal community? Now, I'm not going to do a whole load on this show, but building influence is the fundamental building block of having a happy life. It's really, really important. The influence is dealt with on networking with intent workshop that I basically delivered some time ago, which is recorded. You can watch that. And basically, your sphere of influence increases over time as you do more things in the community, and that's about giving things away. What if you looked at community building as building your own personal community? So instead of it being community building, I live in a community, I'm helping to build it. What about if you talk about your personal community? Now, your personal community is all the people that make up family, friends, social acquaintances, people that you just know in the street, work colleagues, business contacts. They all make up your personal community. And when we go community building, what we're doing is increasing our personal community. And as you increase your personal community, so you begin to make things happen. It's just the way it is. The more people you know, the more conversations you have, the more rich your life becomes. So when we go community building, think personal community building. It's about you, and it's about your community, and about how you can contribute and connect in society. So the first thing in any change is the personal victory. It's what's going on inside you that's the key to anything. You've got to start there. It's an inside job. So don't go to Link for Growth events or any networking event thinking, how can I make a external thing? Think about actually, how can I help other people and therefore grow my personal community? So it's an internal job. You've got to get that internal thing sorted out first. So that's what I wanted to say today. Really a little bit of a change in the way we look at community building. And I thought it important enough today to put this on the show so that you might be able to share this with other folk and explain to them how actually community building can have a massive impact on their lives. So that's it for this month. I'll see you in September. Watch out for the other shows coming up on Link for Growth. I'm busy trying to get those organised at the moment, getting the first few people on those there. So if you fancy being on the Link for Growth community TV shows, not the national show, but the community TV show, then do let your district leader know, or me directly, or make a note on here, and let's get you on there, and let's get you participating in this TV platform. Okay, thank you very much for watching.